So, hi everyone. Welcome to Zero Point. This is a new show I'm going to be doing with my wonderful colleague and new friend, Nina Morocco from Scotland. She's a fellow practitioner. My name is Hara Katsiki for whoever doesn't know me. And this is something that just came up very magnetic and spontaneous. It was a mutual respect, appreciation, and love, I guess. From the first moment we kind of saw each other, and we decided to come together and share from the heart, share our thoughts, our experiences, our knowledge, and anything else that shows up. So welcome, Rina. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that we're doing this together.
Thank you. I'm so excited too. Thank you for feeling the same way as I did about wanting to come together. And yeah, it was beautiful how we connected, and it was just a really strong pull to just be more connected and explore that. And maybe that's what this is about. Maybe it's about just that connection and that collaboration of energies and the alchemy that comes from that. And yeah, 0 point. There's no particular point to this other than just coming together and seeing what wants to come through, and speaking from that heart space. And
yeah, so we have been giving it a lot of thought about what should we talk about. And honestly, there was nothing really specific, right? It was just, let's just connect. Let's just be in the moment, in the present moment, and allow whatever needs to come through. And perhaps that might be what resonates the most, because it will be spontaneous, and it will be, it will be what needs to come through. So it's exciting, it's scary, but we said, okay, let's just press record and let's just flow.
What kind of things do you feel are coming up most? Like, I wasn't sure whether to make this or to bring through the collective energy or through our personal experiences. I guess they're all connected because we're all going through similar things. But what's coming up for you? What are you feeling at the moment?
At the moment, I'm feeling an incredible electric energy, which comes, I think it comes from without and from within. I'm feeling an electric energy from our collective. I think I'm sensing it's a combination. It's a combination of, first of all, the time we are right now in terms of season, right? The explosion that always in spring for me, it's always like it's like a rebirth. I'm feeling it so strongly, and even maybe it's the strongest for me kick in terms of how nature affects us. Even though I'm in the city, even though I'm living in the city, I'm just feeling this electric explosion of energy, this this rebirth, this opening up, and it lines up with what's happening also, like with our society, which opened up from all the lockdowns and all these things, and I'm feeling this electric energy. And I also know that we just had a new moon, and there's a lot of fire energy and air energy that is coming, and is I'm feeling that it might be even a little bit bumpy in a way, because fire and air it can potentially bring this aggressive energy, which doesn't necessarily need to be negative, but it can be, right? Aggression is energy, strong energy, and depends how you use it. So I'm a little bit like we were saying before we even start, I was telling you I'm a little bit like, oh, okay, it's a lot of energy. I have to learn how to harness this now, and before I continue talking, and not I have to put an end. And I also want to say I'm feeling a lot of manifestation that is really ramping up, that is really like amplifying. Like I'm feeling that whatever I put my focus on, it's the manifestation is like instant. It's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been noticing that recently as well. I've been noticing similar. I can't ground enough. I can't seem to, like, every time I catch myself ungrounded, I'm like, what else can I do? Like, what else can I? Because yeah, there is so much energy going on, and there's so many themes and layers coming up, and I keep having to check myself as well. Past 2 mornings I've woken up just kind of in a because I've just sort of felt, you know, being a single mum and having the pets and the little one, and she's been off nursery for a couple of days, so everybody's here and everybody needs something from me. And I was just kind of been in a state of just sort yourselves out. But then I've had to sort of check myself and go, wait, all of these beings depend on you, and they need you to be in a good space to be able to care for them properly. And yeah, there's been like this ego heart battle that's been really ramping up over the past few days, where I've been really frazzled in the morning, but it sort of changes by the afternoon. That kind of, I go over this hump, and then I ground, and I settle myself, and I really sort of check in with my heart, and just, yeah, it's tough being in this situation, but at the same time I just have to remember that I've chosen everything here in this life that I've created for myself. I'm doing this. I am creating the mood that I'm in the first thing in the morning. It's not them. It's not the dog because he wants something and it's gone over the time he usually gets it. Yeah. It's me. I'm creating all of that, and it's like I have to get over that hump before I can sort of go, okay, actually no, it's fine. It's okay. It's just me.
This is so interesting. This is incredible. It blows my mind because I have been having the same thoughts lately. You know, I'm waking up in the morning. That's very interesting. It's so interesting. And I think maybe we could dive deeper to see where does that come from. Maybe there's something there, because if we both feel the same way, that's incredible. So me too. I catch myself in the morning, and like you said, waking up and saying, oh, I don't have kids, but I have a cat. I have a partner. I have hundreds of plants, like 40 plants in the house, and they need attention. You know, like, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm feeling this what you said. This like, okay, the responsibility I have towards all these living beings I'm coexisting with in this house, and I need to take care of them. I even catch myself having these thoughts of like looking at my cat and thinking, having just like a heart opening and looking at her and thinking, if I don't give her food, if I don't take care of her, she will not exist. I'm responsible for her life. And it just this created so much compassion instantly. And then I was like, what am I thinking? Well, this is something that is such a basic thing, but you don't even really sometimes even just question it, you know? So
yeah, it's interesting. I even get that with, you know, my work as well. Responding to emails and things like that. It's like, again, that feeling of people needing something from me and wanting something from me. You know, it's my job. I love it. I love what I do. But there's this energy of, I don't know if it's just overprotectiveness of my energy field, or if it's just my ego throwing a hissy fit, or what it is. But yeah, it's the morning. There seems to be all these feelings of back off. Everything needs to back off so I can center myself. It's,
You know
yeah.
what I'm thinking? Not I'm thinking, I'm feeling. I think it comes intuitively, as you say, you know, because as we shared this, I'm thinking, where does this come from? What I'm receiving, and tell me how you feel about it. What I'm receiving is that maybe it's because we are moving towards the group consciousness. I'm getting goosebumps, which makes us even more sensitive to our relation
To those around us.
to those around us.
Yeah, to those in our field.
You know, there's more connection, there's stronger connection. There's not emerged yet, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess that's the unknown, because we've not lived like that before. We've not lived so deeply connected to you know, to everyone and everything around us. We've been in separation for so long.
yes,
There's like this adjustment period
yeah,
whereas we are interconnecting and reconnecting and remembering, we have to adjust to that. And maybe that's absolutely right. Maybe that's exactly what's happening. We're adjusting to this kind of new state of cohabitation within, you know, our collective field.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm feeling this more and more strongly as we are, you know, as we are putting it on the table and looking at it, and what is it? Where does it come from? And it becomes more and more clear now that it's this moving into this group consciousness, and like you said, we need to adjust. And what happens as a first step is this. Okay, I mean, we are a service to others, both of us, but still, you know, we were um, also acting from our ego, not necessarily harming others, but you know, still now there's this
Yeah.
opening up to, no, I don't think only for myself what is best for me, but also what is best for the collective,
Yeah.
and feeling the collective and reflecting, even unconscious, even possibly even unconsciously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because come on, what is the shift? What is this ascension? It is about unity, no? It's about like coming together and co-creating.
To facing the shadow as well, facing our shadows, and actually, instead of brushing it all aside, looking at it, looking at, you know, and I think it's very clear with what's being displayed in our world at the moment. There's a lot of themes that are coming up that need to be looked at, that are being sort of more displayed in that public space, and through that, I think there's timelines opening up. We could latch on to whichever ones we want at the moment, because there is so much being put out there for us to look at. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but there's if you like, even if you look at this legal trial that's going on with Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, on the surface it's you know, celebrity stuff, but actually when you look at the themes that are being pulled out of this, the drug use, the childhood abuse, the relationship dynamics, these themes seem to be bringing up so much for all of us, because there's such common themes within everyone's lives. You know, everybody's been affected by these things, but I think it's the way that all of these things are being displayed so openly that it's allowing people to, you know, there's a choice point. Either you judge that person and don't look at your own stuff, or you listen to the point where you can relate that to your own experience in your own life. And I think it's a really good opportunity to allow ourselves to tap into those parts of ourselves that we maybe don't look at, or we don't want to look at, or we don't want to, the shadows, the shadows within ourselves. I think it's an opportunity for us all to do that. So yeah, normally I wouldn't really pay attention to anything like that, but there's been something about this specific situation of what's being displayed right now that I've been called to sort of observe it, not really get invested in it or absorbed in it, but really observe the themes that are coming up. Initially, it was for the case study professional aspect of it, but there's it surprised me that there's something deeper going on. It's opening up an opportunity for us to go deeper within ourselves. So yeah, I thought I'd share that because I thought it's, I don't know when this is going to be aired, but just right now, this is kind of the things that I'm seeing and sensing through what we're being shown.
Yeah, and it's I from my personal experience, my relationship with my own self, I see that my shadows are really popping out more clearly now. It's like in your face, like I I'm really becoming very conscious and aware of even little things, that I could do better.
It's like the conscience is active right now. It's showing us, and it's a vibrational thing. It's the kind of goes back to when we've initially connected with the integrity roundtable. The vibration in your body when you're acting within those more, darker parts of yourself, you can feel it. And most of the time we're called to just we're just so conditioned to just move on and not really look into what that's about. And I think this is really a time where we need to take that time to stop, and instead of rushing on and doing the next thing, stop and really look into what that is and what feelings are coming up and where that comes from. It's not always easy to do, but it's helpful.
Yeah, it needs courage.
Mm-hmm.
It needs courage, and we both do shadow work, right? We are both hypnotherapists, healers, quantum healers, and we help many people. We assist people in healing sessions, energetic sessions, and I forgot what I wanted to say. That we need courage. Yes, you need courage to do that, and I really honor and admire the people who come to me and say, you know what, I want to heal myself. I want to look at my shadows. I want to grow. I want to, I want to move on. I want to be honest, open up with myself, and honestly look at myself. And so it's always for me. It's every session when I'm doing this work is so sacred, and it's I honor people so much. I really like admire them for their courage to open up, because you really need to be strong and to do this work, to do the shadow work, to look at your dark side.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm the same with my clients. I am in awe of their strength and their ability to really view all of themselves and delve into the work with so much trust in the process and in themselves to be able to go there. It's always, and the stories as well, I mean, the stories we listen to of the lifetimes that they've lived, and the the traumas and the pain and the suffering that has been experienced, and yet they're sitting in front of you willing to accept who they really are and willing to see that finally. And it's incredible. It's amazing to see the transformations that happen right in front of us through this process of being that honest with ourselves. It's inspiring and so beautiful, and as you say, so sacred.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we have the clients as well who they aren't able to open up those parts of themselves yet. They, we can have people come to us at all different stages of their process. I'm definitely seeing a wave of more newly awakened people coming who are maybe not quite ready to go really deep into it yet. They're still at that kind of surface level, curious about this work and things like that, but not quite ready to go right in there. And it's our job to, meet them where they are, and the work will do that as well. The sessions will meet them where they are too. And sometimes for them it's not what they expect or anticipate, but it's also really beautiful in that it does show them where they are, and it shows them what they're not looking at, and that can take courage to accept that as well. So it's interesting to see the sort of next wave of people who are coming in, and what they're bringing to the sessions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what you say. I also have the last months, I think I have these two kind of different types of, let's say, themes or people. The one is the really young ones, 18 years old, 20, 17. Oh my God, incredible, touching, beautiful, like they are connected. They're connected to source. They know who they are, they just need a little kick and boom. Like I cry so much with these people because it's just it gives me so much hope. I get goosebumps. It gives me so much hope to see like 17 years old people like connected to their hearts, connected to their inner wisdom, connected to who they are, why they are here, their mission, and they are like very like confident and they really know why they are here and what they want to do with like they really own it. They really like and I'm like, wow, I wish I was like this when I was 17. You know what I mean? So beautiful. And then, I also have a lot of more advanced people who are already healers, teachers, and then there's another level, of course. But like you said, I think it's a great ability and attribute as a helper to be able to meet people where they are. And for that reason, I allowed myself to use my sense of humor because I mean, normally in my everyday life, I'm like just laughing all the time, making jokes. That's who I am. Just I don't know. And then, so I see that when I like this, I allow this to bleed through in my sessions, and I'm more natural, I'm more myself, you know, and I'm just, because sometimes spirituality is like also can be like so heavy, you know. I see, I go to some workshops and it's like a religion, you know, it's like, oh, the guru, and oh, and you have to obey and you have to be like certain way, and oh, come on guys, let's just get over this, no, like let's just you know what I mean, let's just adapt it in our, how to, if I don't even, just relax with it, just you know, but I think you understand what I'm
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say there as well that is one of the main things that's coming through from the higher selves at the moment for the collective, for humanity, is lighten up. Lighten up. Remember joy. Enjoy your lives. Enjoy each other. Enjoy life. And the more you do that, the easier all of this gets. And I think almost every session that I have facilitated recently has had that thread come through of, please just enjoy your lives.
Yeah, this is the classic, all-time classic, the most common thing I do get since I started this work from the higher self. You know, the people are like, they have this sense of responsibility of, you know, I'm here to do something, you know, when you newly awaken, and okay, maybe I am, what's my mission, whatever. Of course, great question, you know, deep question, fantastic. You know, it's how I also woke up. Why am I here? You realize, why am I here? Boom, you know, my life shifted immediately, changed everything. But still, like, there's also this sense of responsibility, and then you get heavy and you feel all the weight of the world, you know, and whatever, and that is, and then always in my sessions, like you say, so common, 95% the higher self would say, you're here to have fun, you're here to enjoy, you're here to enjoy life, enjoy yourself, have fun.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Really? Can I?
Because you think about what happens when you laugh, what happens to your body when you laugh, what happens to the room when a room full of people are laughing together. The energy that comes through that joy and that laughter is so healing, because not only are you beaming with joy on your face, there's a release that comes through the laughter, and it's so healing. It's, yeah, I've got a friend who's a comedian, and we often get together and just have sort of one of these, you know, online chats like this. And after I've spoken to him for a couple of hours, it's just like, wow, I'm in such a good place. I'm in such a good place. And yeah, people, I mean, a lot of the things that have been going on and still are going on in our world are serious things.
For sure.
But to sort of walk through this life in that state of joy is palpable, and it has ripple effects, and it has waves that rub off on others. And yeah, it's just something that comes up almost every session. It's just enjoy, be happy.
Happiness. You picked up that card for us today. You
I
want
did.
to show it? Interesting.
Happiness.
Yes.
It's from the Journey of the Soul deck. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path.
Oh wow, I get goosebumps. This is the antidote. Joy. And my name is Hara. It's a Greek name. It means joy in Greece.
Oh, that's
in Greek. In Greek, yes. And it's funny, you know, like I'm like, you know, when I newly awakened, I thought, yeah, okay, I'm here to heal. I'm here to awaken people. Blah blah. But when I dived a little bit deeper into my own wisdom and you know, understanding who I am, why am I here? It was, you're here to to be who you are. You are named Joy for a reason. Spread this to the world and enjoy, and that's all. Nothing else. Regardless, it doesn't matter what you do. Just if you do that, that's all. And it's so exhilarating. How you say it's so like, ooh, and it's really the antidote for what is happening, especially right nowadays. I mean, I don't know. We came out of. Did we really? I don't even know if we really got out of this pandemic situation. And now they're already like, you know, like planting us seeds for third world war. And it's like, you know, last night I was crying. Because they say in Germany here, they announced yesterday that we should start preparing for war and getting food for 10, 20 days, and they are gonna reactivate the shelters in Germany. Anyway, I don't want to go into this, and it freaked me out, you know. And I started crying for a second, and I went into complete fear, you know, and paranoia, and anger, and like desperation, and like, oh, fuck, why am I here? Like, you know, if that's the, I don't want to be here if that's the case, you know. The humanity didn't learn yet, you know. I mean, come on, guys, like, please get it, you know, please, like, and then. I don't even know why I'm sharing this. And then I was thinking of, I envisioned our prime minister here in Germany, and also like the president of Russia, Putin. And I was imagining that I'm sending love into their hearts, you know, because we have to grow. I mean, come on. I mean.
Yeah, no, nobody wants war. Nobody sane wants war. Nobody.
Exactly. That's what I was saying this morning with my partner, because I was saying, you know, I read this hilarious headline in the news yesterday from the prime minister here in Germany saying that Putin's war is an assault to our democracy. And I was like, which democracy anyway? And then what are you doing about this? You're just sending heavy weapons to Ukraine. Anyway, we don't want to go into political stuff, but I just wanted to say that what, like you said, I was thinking like, there's no democracy anyway. Did you ask the people of this country if they want to go into war? And I'm 99.999% that the people here would say, no, we don't want that. We want peace.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're of a totally different mindset now. We have evolved to a point where war makes absolutely no sense to most people. It's only these projections of these so-called leaders and their inversion of reality and them projecting that onto us. But it's not actually our reality. And just sort of going back to the joy is our natural state. It's and it's so funny because we're so not used to feeling that. You know, when we have a moment where we laugh so much we start crying, and then it kind of gets a little bit uncontrollable to the point where you kind of don't know whether you're emotional or whether you're just laughing.
Yes.
And then some people actually start to fear that because they don't know what it is. That's joy. Where you're laughing so much, there's tears streaming down your face and you just can't stop. And that's where we're supposed to be all the time. That was, you know, whenever I've had sessions where clients have gone to like Lemuria or any of these really high vibrational places, that's how they lived. They lived in that state of joy all the time.
Yeah.
And that's where we can be and we're supposed to be. but we've been so conditioned out of it, we can't even recognize it when it's there, when we're having that, to the point where we almost fear it because we're so not used to it. That's kind of fascinating to me, that we've gone so completely the opposite way that we can almost not recognize it when we're in that state.
And this is what first of all, I love what you said, that joy is a natural state. I think it would be great to make title, as we were looking for a title for this video.
Yeah.
I love it. I totally resonate with every single word you say, even between the words, the space between the words. And what I immediately thought when you said that was, I mean, look at the children. They, before they get contaminated and indoctrinated into the society and the religions and the science and I don't know what, educational systems and all of these things, they have pure joy. They just want to play. And yes, I think I was in a session that came up. Someone was in a more advanced civilization, and they were saying that actually they allow kids to play for many years, much longer than we allow our kids, because what we do to them, that we put them in school at 5 years old, like a soldier, and we really like dump them down and dump down their natural state of being, which is joy, creativity, playfulness. They don't need to learn from so early, or they need to learn but in a different way, right? More intuitive, more
through play.
Yes,
through play.
We have, it's a huge one, and I'm glad it came up, because also, tell me about what you think about that. In our society, sometimes, if you are too funny or happy or giggling, or you're not being taken seriously, you're not serious enough, or you're not professional enough, or I don't know what.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking, there are some teachers out there which I really admire and follow, and I learn a lot from them, like Eckhart Tolle, or like, like an example. And this guy, he just makes me laugh all the time. And that's the thing, the lightness.
Yeah.
Enlightened, right? What is enlightenment? Is to be in the light. And lightness is lightness, being light, not heavy. It's joy.
Yeah. And that release that comes with laughter. I always think about when a client comes out of a session, I would love to have like a professional camera to take a picture of their faces, those moments right after, like the first hour after their session. I'd love to do like a series of photo shoots of clients after their session, because exactly what you're talking about, that lightness of being, that joy, it's on their faces. It's so beautiful to see the shift that occurs so rapidly from when they come to the session to when they leave. And how beautiful that is to see those smiles and the light on their face, and that lightness of being just oozing out of them as they go on their way. It's it's incredible. It's a beautiful thing.
I had a session 2 weeks ago with a woman online, BQ8, Beyond Quantum Healing BQ8 session. And what you said happened, manifested, and so she had an incredibly powerful healing during the session, which I was not prepared for, because it was the most, let's say, dense healing that occurred. She had to even vomit for quite some time to take everything out. The higher self said that she cleaned debris from many past lives, from thousands of past lives where there was like trauma and everything. So it was quite gross. Anyway, she wrote me an email the day after the session. And she told me that she went to her parents and they said to her, "What did you do? You look different."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's beautiful when that confirmation comes from someone else.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell her after the session. I knew it. I didn't know how it will manifest, of course, and if she's going to be able to see it immediately or gradually, because sometimes the change can be gradual. You don't really, it's not a very obvious thing in the beginning, but I knew in my heart, because I've done many sessions and I have, now I can sense, a few certain things, and I knew in my heart that this was a massive shift for her, and it was beautiful, like you said, of course, to get the confirmation that it actually even manifested in her face.
Yeah. Yeah. So wonderful. I have a mentorship client I've been working with, and she calls it finding her treasure. Each session there's a piece of treasure that we find, a soul aspect, a fragment of her whole self that we find within the session. And the first session, it was her joy. Her joy had been left in a cave. She'd left that part of herself in a cave, and it had been there for so long, and we were allowed to reunite her with that part of herself. The second session, it was her confidence and her abilities, and took her into a lifetime where she was an apprentice learning about grid work and energy manipulation through grid work. And they showed her the confidence she had within that life, and they showed her to the point where it just seeped in through every cell and completely merged with her. And the third session, they showered her with budding flowers. They just put all of these flowers inside her, and they said that over the next little while these flowers would open up and they would just be other parts of her that just re-enter. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. You know what I'm saying? It's so lovely. And they'll just open up over time, and it'll just be all of these little aspects of her that she's just able to re-merge with. And it was just like, wow. Wow. How beautiful is that?
What a gift, yeah. And I'm being reminded of, there's one reason I love elementals, and I did a series connecting with different ones, because especially fairies and actually all of them, but they are the keepers of the earth keepers, and they're here even before us, before human beings. The elementals were first, and they're still here. They are a bit withdrawn now because we look a little bit violent. They're a bit afraid of us, but there's this pure joy, and it's just so incredibly amazing and beautiful to connect with these beings.
Fairies, pixies, all of them, and they do carry so much joy. Fairies are always giggling. They're always and I feel like the reason why we can't see them is because we came into a denser vibration. We're not in the same vibrational frequency as them, so therefore we can't see them anymore. But we can still feel them. Like when we're in the woods or the forest, we can still feel their energy around. There's because we are so connected to them, because many of us have had lifetimes as these beings, or have aspects of ourselves living as these beings. So it's interesting how we are in the physical realm so separate from them, but still very, very connected and interconnected to them. Such beautiful energy.
Oh my God! Yeah, I have a story to say about, just to tell about this.
Yeah.
I was once in France, in an amazing forest with tree houses and mushrooms. It was, I don't remember, probably if there were mushrooms. I guess it was autumn, early autumn. And it was just so beautiful, and I love nature. I'm like, I become a child, like 5-year-old. Like, forget about intellectual Hara. It's just like playing and having fun and totally stupid childlike, and so I was jumping around, enjoying, you know, looking at all these beautiful flowers, trees, blah blah. We had a very good time. We came back to Berlin, where I'm based, and then I think it was 1-2 days later I had a session, a shiatsu session with a Japanese master, amazing woman, also very psychic, very sensitive energy. And she's doing wonderful shiatsu sessions with singing bowls also that she's placing on your body and playing with them. Super amazing treatment. So she came to give me a session, and before we start, she was just sitting in the room, and she just started like, I see her just doing this, and then she was like, ha, 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 hee, hee. And then I was like, Masao, are you okay? Is everything all right? You know, she's like, yeah. I'm just, yeah, there are all these fairies here in this room. Where have you been to the forest lately? And I'm like, yes, I just came back. It's like, they followed you because they liked your energy, and they just followed you, and they are here in your room. All like, I was like, oh my God.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah,
that's so beautiful. I make a fairy garden every year for my daughter in the spring. We have 2 trees at the back of our garden, and every year I sort of add little bits and pieces to it, like a door, or, you know, I make a little ladder or a washing line or whatever. And I just add to it every year. And it's my little ritual for welcoming in the elementals into our space, and just letting them know that this is a very positive area. they're allowed to
very friendly.
here. They're allowed to, they're allowed to come here, and it's fun for Marnie, but it's so much fun for me too. It's,
nice.
Yeah, just letting them know we're right on the edge of a forest as well, a woodland, and yeah, I don't think they get a huge amount of acknowledgement from people here, so I like to do that every year so that they know that we are pro-fairy. We are not anti-fairy.
And I'm also being so now the dolphins.
Oh yeah, they're so beautiful.
Yeah,
such beautiful beings. Yeah, when I was oh gosh, how old was I? I was about 17 or 18. I was in the Caribbean, and I got the opportunity to swim with dolphins, and it was really just one of the most magical things I'd ever done. I can't even, if I'd known what I know now about dolphins and had that experience, it would have been I don't know if it would have been a different experience, but this one dolphin, this young male, really latched onto me, and he just wanted me to play, and he kept on coming up to the surface and tapping his head on the surface, wanting me to go down with him and dive with him, which I did, but obviously I don't breathe under there, so I can't go down for that long, so I kept having to go up. But every time I went up, he was like, no, come back down, I want to swim with you, I want to play with you. And it's just it's a beautiful thing when you connect with their energy and what they can do, just even like the touch of their skin and how that feels on your skin, and the power of the body that they have. But they're just amazing beings.
And they say that they come from Sirius with the whales.
Yeah, they came here to help.
Yeah.
And they do. They're such fascinating creatures that we don't fully understand.
And I think we don't have the capacity to understand them. They are very advanced.
Yeah.
They could be the most advanced creatures on the planet, no?
Yeah. I mean,
the whales.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something so almost like royalty about them. There's something, so advanced in a way. They're like I don't know, that I can't, there's, the English language is so limiting sometimes. Yeah, they're just incredibly powerful, and more powerful than we can really decipher.
Yeah, I have this phrase in my head because I connected with them. I have been a dolphin, I think, on Earth and on Sirius. So I have a very strong connection, which is very emotional for me. Even to think about dolphins, I want to cry. So I try to stay calm, not to connect to it, at least now. But I remember this phrase. I just wanted to share because it's beautiful. I connected with them, and they say to me, "Play, dolphin, play."
Beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's I love all this this sharing and connecting and getting to know you as well, because I mean, I don't, I know your energy, and I know from being online, your presence, but yeah, this is such a joy and such an honor to actually get to know you through these connections. I'm excited to do this and to delve deeper and share like this. It's really beautiful,
And it feels natural, and it feels it flows just naturally like water. It's beautiful. Yeah. Good. Do we have a closing message maybe for people who are watching?
Oh, let me see. Closing message. Yeah, I think the only thing I'm really getting is that thinking about all the things that we've covered today, if I'm looking at the cards that I pulled as well, the healing that comes through the pain and suffering that we've all gone through and are all going through, ultimately leads to our joy and our happiness. And this is another opportunity for us to really shift into a space where we can co-create and live as we're meant to live, and as we can live. And I think, yeah, this is the time where we're really feeling that shift happening all around us. So I think that's my final
Beautiful.
thing. What about you?
I have nothing specific to say rather than it is a great honor to be here with you, to share with you, and I think a new tale has just started, a new beautiful journey of exploration and sharing. We are welcoming comments and suggestions, so feel free to comment below our videos and ask questions, maybe suggest themes you would like us to explore and discuss. We are open to interacting with you, and that's why we do it. It's just about sharing. There's no money. It's just pure joy and connecting. And yeah, I love you, Nino. Thank you so much for doing this with me. It's
I love you too. Thank you. I feel the same.
It filled my heart with joy. I hope the same for whoever is watching us. Yeah, and we will see us in the next video.
Thank you, Hara.
Thank you.